We're continuing our community focus reports now with the mayor of Warwick, Rhode Island, Mr. Joe Solomon. And Joe, thanks so much for a few minutes of your time in an ever-changing and ever-evolving world that we're living in right now. What are some updates from your team and your end, over the past 24 to 48 hours that, specifically, hone in on the community of Warwick?
Well, Maury, and the news that Kent County in this particular area is not a hotspot shows that our message is getting out there relative to containment and staying at home if at all possible, and adhering to sanitizing and things of that nature. So that has been very, very positive. As you know, Warwick was one of the first cities to declare a state of an emergency when this virus came upon us. Also, I knew that finances would be an issue. So at the initial onset of this becoming a big issue in the state of Rhode Island, we waived the requirement we extended the requirement for payment of taxes, knowing that would alleviate some of the concerns of very vigilant taxpayers. And it's been a situation where as long as you're proactive, we get a message out on a daily basis. The message usually does what we do in our message is try to get current facts out there, things that are in the news nationally, internationally, things that we feel can have a positive impact on our community. And it's been working. It's been working. The video messages, we've been posting them. We've been using the Twitter, all different mechanisms of trying to get people that are closed in their homes. And what you're doing here with WPRI is another avenue, and I commend you and your station for going along the same avenue of getting the message out to people who are, let's face it, they're getting house-a-toasted. They're confined to their house. They're getting frustrated. Children are being at home. They're at home. They're homeschooling. Parents or guardians are there. They're working from their home. So it's a difficult scenario in comparison to the society we all live in, the style of life we all shared just a few weeks ago.
There's an uncertain future, coming up, and we're monitoring this situation by the hour, by the day. What's the message that you continue to kind of rely on and preach to the folks, in your community and in your city?
Well, I look at this as a partnership until we get through this. And the citizens of the city, the businesses of the city, the community agencies of the city, whether it be West Bay Community Action, the Chamber of Commerce, restaurant, tourism bureaus, all working together. We're partnering to keep the community intact, but most importantly, we addressed it by containing initially, but our main concern is health. The second concern is the economy. Once we overcome this health issue of this virus, then we can deal with the economy. But I think that should be our primary focus at this time.
Mayor, you created a team called the COVID-19 team to help ensure, communication across all levels. How have you seen, your efforts pay off? And for those that don't know about the team, can you shed some light upon, why you created it and what it has helped? Excuse me.
When we declared a state of emergency, I also put together the COVID-19 team. And then on that team, we put together our EMA directors, our officials from fire department, police department, public works, personnel, senior services, our wellness nurse, as well as members of my staff in my office. And that has worked tremendously. Communication between departments, being able to collaborate when getting information out to the community. And I'm proud to say that took place simultaneously as my state of emergency order, which was March 13th of this year. So that's why I say life has changed so much for many of us in the last couple of weeks as compared to what it was. I can tell you I've been in the office, and many of my staff have been in the office every day, including Saturday and Sunday, to address this issue.
On an education front, in terms of the distance learning that's happening across Rhode Island right now, in terms of your community, have you heard any feedback in terms of the first couple days? How that's working out for the kids ages, kindergarten up through 12th grade, and any feedback from teachers?
Well, first of all, I'd like to commend the school department, who was also part of our emergency response team. The superintendent was there, and we all participated. And he was well prepared, and his staff and the school committee were well prepared in rolling that out. As a matter of fact, they did that ahead of the requisite deadline. Whether it was going to work or not, it was anyone's guess. But in speaking to many teachers that I know, speaking to principals, members within those particular organizations, education sector, it's working. It's working. It's keeping those wheels greased for our students. They may not be receiving the exact same curriculum that they would in classroom, but their mind, their discipline, both in time utilization and it's in their studies, is continuing throughout this, living within their home and being confined to their home.
You mentioned all the departments and the people that have helped you get your message across. Who do you have to thank? Who's working, on the front lines, on the weekend days, like you mentioned. Who do you have to thank?
I have to thank each and every one of the people I've mentioned. Each head of the department and each member of that department. Whether we open up the clerk's office right now for 2 days a week to get emergency business done by appointment, and that's a sacrifice. All these people are putting their health forward on the front line to service the community. Everyone that I've mentioned to you, just like in addition to our doctors, our nurses, healthcare providers, building maintenance people at these facilities that are keeping it clean so this virus doesn't spread. They're placing their personal lives ahead to help protect the community from the spread of this virus. And that's why the most frustrating thing about this whole thing is when people don't take this thing seriously. They may not be feeling the symptoms now, but a couple of weeks from now, they may be saying, now I know why we were warned ahead of time. Now I know why we were confined to our homes. And this is all being done to mitigate the negative impact that this virus will have on it, not just our community, but the state and our neighbors, our relatives, our friends, everyone.
Well, Mayor Solomon, we appreciate you giving us a few minutes of your time during what's been a hectic time, but we appreciate your effort and we appreciate you coming on with us. For more information, regarding the surrounding cities around Warwick, you can find our other community focus reports on our website at WPRI.com and also on our News 12 app.
Thank you, Maury.